Good morning. As the sun rises over the vast Atlantic, we're greeted by a scene that's both beautiful and ominous. A reminder that nature's power is always at play, especially during this time of year. The Atlantic is buzzing with activity as we hit the peak of hurricane season. This is the period when the ocean is at its warmest, and the atmosphere is primed for storm development. It's a time when meteorologists are on high alert, watching every swirl and cloud formation for signs of trouble. Right now, 3 tropical systems are currently spinning over the warm waters of the Atlantic, each one unique in its formation, movement, and potential impact. These storms are not just distant dots on a map. They represent real threats and uncertainties for millions of people along the coastlines and even far inland. Among them, we have a major hurricane churning far out at sea. While it's currently posing no immediate threat to land, its sheer size and power are a testament to the forces at work in the tropics. Even storms that remain over open water can generate dangerous waves and rip currents that reach distant shores. Closer to home, 2 other disturbances are drawing the attention of forecasters. One of these systems, in particular, is being watched closely as it could organize further and potentially threaten the east coast of the United States. The uncertainty surrounding its path means that millions need to stay alert and prepared. The ingredients fueling these storms are all present. Warm ocean waters that act as the engine for tropical development, low wind shear that allows storms to grow vertically and strengthen, and an abundance of atmospheric moisture. When these factors combine, the result can be rapid intensification and unpredictable changes in storm behavior. Our main focus today is on 3 systems. Hurricane Gabrielle, which is currently the most powerful and organized, a high-probability system further out in the Atlantic that could become the next named storm, and a more concerning disturbance that's edging ever closer to the U.S. coastline. Each of these systems is being tracked around the clock. In weather centers across the country, teams of meteorologists are working non-stop, analyzing satellite data, computer models, and real-time observations. Their goal is to provide the most accurate forecast possible, giving communities the information they need to make critical decisions. The science behind hurricane prediction is constantly evolving, but uncertainty always remains. This trio of storms is a stark reminder that hurricane season is far from over, even as autumn approaches on land. While leaves may be starting to change and temperatures cool in some areas, the Atlantic remains a hotbed of activity. It only takes one storm to make a season memorable, or devastating. One of these systems appears likely to curve away from the coast, following a path that will keep it over open water. This is the best-case scenario as it minimizes the risk to people and property. But even these storms can shift unexpectedly, so continued vigilance is essential. The other disturbance, however, is tracking closer to the U.S. coast. Its future path is still uncertain, but the potential for landfall means that residents along the East Coast should be reviewing their hurricane plans and staying tuned to updates from local officials and the National Hurricane Center. In the next few minutes, we'll break down each system in detail, starting with Hurricane Gabrielle, then moving on to the 2 disturbances, with special attention to the one that could impact the East Coast. We'll look at their current status, projected paths, and what you can do to stay safe. So let's dive in and see what's happening out there in the Atlantic as we track this trio of tropical systems and prepare for whatever the season may bring. First, Hurricane Gabrielle, a Category 4 powerhouse in the Atlantic. Its structure is textbook, but the good news, it's staying over open water. Gabrielle is east of Bermuda, bringing high surf but sparing land a direct hit. The storm will curve north and then northeast, weakening over cold waters. This is a classic fish storm, impressive but not a threat to communities. Larger atmospheric currents are steering Gabrielle away from the U.S. and Caribbean. We'll keep monitoring, but for now this monster stays at sea. Our attention now shifts to the 2 more unpredictable systems behind it. Now let's focus on Disturbance 1, the system closest to the U.S. East Coast. This disturbance has been catching the attention of meteorologists and residents alike, as it has the potential to develop into a significant weather event. The system is currently located in the Atlantic Ocean, not far from the U.S. coastline, and is showing signs of becoming more organized. It's currently a disorganized cluster of storms, but conditions are becoming favorable for development. The warm ocean waters and the atmospheric conditions are creating an environment where this disturbance could strengthen. Meteorologists are closely monitoring the situation, as these factors could lead to rapid intensification. The National Hurricane Center has raised its development odds to 50% within a week. This means there is a significant chance that this system could become a tropical depression or even a tropical storm in the coming days. Forecast models are being updated regularly to provide the most accurate predictions. Warm waters and decreasing wind shear could help it organize quickly. These conditions are crucial for the development of tropical systems, as they provide the energy needed for storms to grow. The reduction in wind shear, in particular, allows the storm to maintain its structure and potentially intensify. Unlike Gabrielle, this system could track toward the Carolinas or mid-Atlantic. The projected path suggests that areas from the Carolinas to the mid-Atlantic should be on high alert. It's important to note that these projections can change, so staying updated with the latest information is key. Steering currents are uncertain, so residents from South Carolina to Virginia should stay alert. The uncertainty in the storm's path means that a wide area could potentially be affected. Coastal communities should be particularly vigilant and start making preparations now. We'll know more by the weekend, but now is the time to review your hurricane plan. Ensure that you have all necessary supplies such as water, non-perishable food, and medications. Check your emergency kit and make sure your family knows the plan. Don't panic, just prepare and stay informed. Keeping a calm and proactive approach is the best way to handle potential threats. Regularly check for updates from reliable sources and follow any advisories or warnings issued by local authorities. We're tracking every move of this potential threat. Our team of meteorologists is working around the clock to provide you with the latest information. Stay tuned for updates as we continue to monitor this developing situation. For Disturbance 1, computer models are key. Both the American GFS and European models show a likely landfall in North Carolina early next week. The GFS hints at a strong tropical storm or low-end hurricane with impacts on the Outer Banks. The European model shows a slightly weaker system but still brings heavy rain, wind, and flooding. South Carolina and Virginia could also see effects depending on the track. These are forecasts, not certainties, but model agreement means it's time to prepare. Secure your property, make a plan, and monitor updates from the National Hurricane Center. Early action is the best defense. Disturbance 2, farther out in the Atlantic, has an 80% chance of developing into a named storm. Conditions are ideal for intensification, but most models show it curving out to sea, another fish storm. Like Gabrielle, it's expected to become strong but not threaten land. This is typical for Cape Verde storms, which often turn north before reaching the U.S. The Bermuda High is steering these systems away from the coast. We'll watch it, but the real risk remains with the closer, less predictable Disturbance 1. This contrast highlights how both development and track determine a storm's threat. Our focus stays on what could impact the East Coast. Shifting from the tropics, there's good news for the drought-stricken East. A major pattern shift will bring widespread beneficial rain to the Ohio Valley, Mid-Atlantic, and Northeast. Multiple rounds of showers and storms are expected through the weekend, replenishing dry soils. Rainfall totals could exceed 2 inches above normal in some areas. This will help reverse drought conditions and green up lawns. Some strong storms and local downpours are possible, so keep an umbrella handy. Another system in early October could bring even more rain and possibly severe weather. The East is entering a much wetter phase. Before autumn fully arrives, summer is making a brief comeback. The 6 to 10 day outlook shows above-average warmth for most of the country as September ends. Only the Four Corners region will see near or below normal temperatures. A ridge of high pressure will bring late August-like warmth coast to coast. Enjoy the last stretch of summer weather before the pattern shifts. This warm spell is temporary, but a great chance for outdoor activities. The atmosphere is in transition, so expect some weather swings. A major cool-down is just around the corner. Get ready for a dramatic cool-down as we head into October. Forecasts show a powerful cold front sweeping across the east, ending the warm spell abruptly. The GFS model predicts a backdoor cold front diving down from Canada, bringing a sharp temperature drop. Some areas could see highs 10-15 degrees below normal, with chilly days in the 40s and 50s. This will be a shock after recent warmth, and a clear sign autumn has arrived. Expect a roller coaster of temperatures as air masses battle it out. Prepare for the big chill. Winter isn't far behind. The season is about to change in a big way. As we look ahead to the coming weeks, there's a lot happening on the weather front that you'll want to keep an eye on. From the threat of tropical storms to dramatic temperature swings, the forecast is shaping up to be both dynamic and impactful for millions across the country. Let's break down what you can expect and how you can best prepare for the changes ahead. First, all eyes are on the East Coast, where a significant tropical system is brewing in the Atlantic. Forecast models suggest a real possibility of landfall, with North Carolina and surrounding states in the potential impact zone. Residents should be ready for strong winds, heavy rain, and the risk of coastal flooding. Now is the time to review your emergency plans, check your supplies, and stay tuned for updates from local officials and meteorologists. On a brighter note, this system will bring much-needed rainfall to areas that have been battling drought, especially from the Ohio Valley up through the Northeast. The soaking rains will help replenish dry soils, boost river levels, and provide relief for farmers and communities that have been struggling with water shortages. However, localized flooding is possible, so keep an eye on flood alerts if you live in low-lying areas. With a wet weather pattern setting in, it's a good idea to keep your rain gear close at hand. Umbrellas, raincoats, and waterproof boots will be your best friends as showers and storms become a frequent part of the daily forecast. Be prepared for slick roads and reduced visibility during commutes, and allow extra travel time when rain is in the forecast. In between the rain, you'll notice a brief return of summer warmth. Expect a few days of sunshine and above-average temperatures perfect for outdoor activities or a last-minute trip to the park. But don't get too comfortable. This warm spell will be short-lived, as a dramatic shift is just around the corner. As we move into early October, a powerful cold front will sweep across the region, sending temperatures tumbling well below average. You'll want to dig out those jackets and sweaters, as chilly mornings and brisk winds become the new norm. This early taste of autumn could even bring the first frost to some areas, so gardeners should take steps to protect sensitive plants. All in all, the next few weeks promise to be a roller coaster of weather events. A tropical threat along the coast, much-needed rain for drought-stricken regions, and a dramatic swing from summer warmth to autumn chill. Rapid changes will keep everyone on their toes, so flexibility and preparation are key. Remember, staying informed is your best defense. Sign up for emergency alerts, keep your emergency kit stocked, and check in with neighbors who may need extra help. We'll continue to monitor the situation closely and provide updates every step of the way, so you're never caught off guard. That's your national outlook for the weeks ahead. Now let's take a closer look at what's happening right here in your neck of the woods, so you can plan with confidence and stay safe no matter what the weather brings.